Well, hello. How's everyone doing? I'm just gonna check to see if the mic's on. Alright, cool. Seems to be working. So anyway, welcome to the KHABIB Time pay-per-view press conference. This will be the first one. I don't know if we're gonna have a second one. But this is gonna be a huge event, so why not have a press conference for it? So, as hopefully will people come in to drop some questions on this event and to the fighters that are going to be competing in this event, we're going to just talk about what KHABIB Time is. KHABIB Time is a special event that has been put together by me and with the help of the team of the Eagle, the UFC lightweight champion KHABIB Nurmagomedov, from Dagestan, Russia, all the way here to the United States. And we'll be right back. There's some technical difficulties going on, and I'll be back to explain the rest of what KHABIB Time is here in short minutes. Hello, what's good? Stay in chat for just a split second. I'll be right back. We're having a little bit of a technical difficulty, and I'll be back to explain what KHABIB Time is. So, just give me one quick second, please. I'll be right back, and I'll be here to explain what KHABIB Time is for people that are dropping in. So please stay with me. I'll be right back. It will not take long. Alright, let's get this show started. Hi, welcome to the KHABIB Time press conference. This is an event brought to you by, being set up by me and obviously his team of the UFC lightweight champion, the undefeated 29-0 from Dagestan, Russia, KHABIB Nurmagomedov. As you can see up there, this pay-per-view was brought to you by me and him. To put this together, recently I was emailed by his team, Team KHABIB, on Twitter, today saying they are starting a training app that I am going to be a part of due to, my boxing background. I am joining them in creating their app, and in creating their app, they are going to start with a big, wide basis of trainers around the globe, around the web. I was found by them. Yes, this is real. I know it's gonna be great. I was found by them to help be a trainer on their workout app for new upcomers that want to train in the art of MMA, wrestling, or boxing, or even just to get their body in shape for summer stuff or any other time of the week. All they can really do during quarantine. As you know, we are still kind of in that situation, which is the reasons why we're still having these CPU versus CPU things. But if we get entertainment out that way, then that's what we're gonna do. So in that event of me getting signed up for their workout app, the workout app will be known as the Eagle. You can download it around a certain time it comes out. You can follow him on Instagram, and you will be able to sign up for the app and get an email to get notified when the app comes out, and you will be able to see me on that app, the Eagle. So basically, this is gonna, like I said, it teaches you a lot of things, but in the working of that, of me talking in 10 Habits with KHABIB Nurmagomedov, we're going to be putting on a pay-per-view, and in honor of that, we're going to be calling it KHABIB Time, where it's going to have 5 matches. It could have 6, possibly, but we're going to stick with 5 so far. The matches have already been announced on Twitter. It will be Noah Hayes versus Andre Bishop. It will be Bobinator versus... Well, that's awesome, man. I hope One for All will mess with this. I hope so, not... I hope not too, but he will be part of this event, sadly. But it's going to be an interesting fight, seeing how it's our first B fight on the pay-per-view. And that's part of one of the 5 matches we have confirmed. But like I said, one of the 5 matches that we have confirmed so far are Noah Hayes versus Andre Bishop, Bobinator Jimmy Espinoza versus Isaac Frost, the Iceman. We have Shenra Yagarashi versus One for All. And gosh, what's the 4th fight? Because we have this. Oh yeah, the 4th fight. We have both undefeated fighters, Zeke and Zane Taylor, facing off. Both men going in undefeated. One man's walking out still undefeated. And in that match that's on the line, they will be walking out with a #1 contendership shot at the YouTube Gamers Championship. And then in our main event for the YouTube Minors Championship, it will be me, Nova, versus the Eagle, the UFC lightweight champion of the world, the undefeated KHABIB the Eagle Nurmagomedov. And it's going to be a very exciting pay-per-view that will be happening this Friday at 4 o'clock. It will be happening this Friday at 4 o'clock. Around the afternoon time, and will probably last at least an hour, so probably all the way till 5 o'clock, if not 5:30. It's going to be a big pay-per-view. We're still looking out for a 6th fight. Don't know if it will have a 6th fight on the card, but so far those are the 5 fights that are confirmed on the fight card. KHABIB Time is going to be very awesome. This is just the press conference to practically announce it, where there will be another press conference where we're going to hopefully get the fighters in. Maybe Shenra Yagarashi come in and come say his things, Jimmy Espinoza on Isaac Frost, and maybe Noah Hayes on Andre Bishop. Zeke and Zane Taylor are in whole different states, so then we won't be able to see them. Zeke being in New York, I don't really have his information to get him to talk. Zane Taylor was just here. Zane Taylor was just here in Pryor, Oklahoma. He fought Tucker Rainey at the last pay-per-view, which was the Gaming Truge versus Shenra Yagarashi 3, which the Gaming Truge won that fight. Zane Taylor beating undefeated Tucker Rainey, my brother, to become undefeated himself and move up in the division like he said he was going to do. And now he's going to face Zane Taylor. He's going to face Zeke in this KHABIB Time pay-per-view, and the winner gets the opportunity at the YouTube Gamers Championship, and that's going to be very exciting because Zeke is undefeated as well, with his most recent fight being against One for All, which he knocked him out with a vicious roundhouse head kick, which has got to be the biggest highlight in our fighters pay-per-view ever, is that high kick. And that was their own event too, and it was just one fight, and it's amazing. So we're going to have these 2 undefeated fighters clash. See who's the best. 2-man walk in undefeated. 1 man is only going to walk out undefeated again, and is also going to get that chance at a championship gold. So we'll see what happens. It's gonna be amazing. One for the ages. Like I said, this pay-per-view is going to be happening on Friday of this week, since it's Sunday today. So we have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. On Wednesday or Thursday, maybe even Tuesday, around those 3 days will be the final press conference where we're going to announce fighters to come in. I'm hoping Shenra can come in. if possible. If not, we're gonna set up a Discord for all the fighters to come in, just talk. This one is mainly for questions that you guys want around. Just questions on the fighters, like what's next after this. I mean, there's obviously going to be more after this, but this has got to be, if I have to say, out of all the pay-per-views that we've done, this one, I don't know what just happened. Oh, it just announced my battery was low. That was it. I thought it died. Alright. What do you think about One for All showing Shenra's face? If I'm being honest, he had no right to do so. If I'm being completely honest with that. If anything, that's not really what started the beef for this fight to happen on this card. Shenra has been beefing with One for All just as much as I've been beefing with him back when he was called KH Brony. Like, everyone's been beefing with him since the last year of 2019 in February and January. Like, he's known as KH Brony. I'll call him One for All because that's what he wants to be known as, and I'm respectful as that. But if we ever fight again, I'm calling it Nova versus KH Brony because that's what the people want to see, and they want to see Nova put down KH Brony just as much as they wanted to see me put down One for All. That's exactly what I did as the double champ. Like, we're also going to be, after this pay-per-view, we're also going to be putting out a pound-for-pound list, which pound-for-pound list is basically the fighters' ratings and what they are over other fighters and fans' opinions. And that'll also help set up who's going to get another championship match first instead of having so much number one contendership matches no matter how much people like seeing them. It's going to help debate on who's next up for the title and yada yada yada. But we'll still have number contendership fights if necessary, which is what we're going to have on this card with Zeke versus Zane Taylor, which that's one of the best fights that I'm excited for because that's two undefeated fighters who won both their recent fights. Zeke for One for All, Zane Taylor against Tucker Rainey, and they're going to be fighting each other, so you know these two beasts are going to have a bloody battle of 3 rounds, and winner gets to walk out to face me for the YouTube Gamers title. Like, that's a new challenge for me in my perspective on defending my title. It's going to be great. Just like how I'm facing KHABIB Nurmagomedov in the main event, and in KHABIB time, it's going to be a great challenge to defend my YouTube Minors title against the UFC lightweight champion. He's still the UFC lightweight champion. He retired after beating Justin Gaethje at his last pay-per-view, which was UFC 251, if I'm correct. And yet he's still in cahoots talking with UFC President Dana White about coming back to become 30-0. He's undefeated in his UFC record being 29-0. But here he restarts his record as 0. The man is one of the baddest dudes ever. And KHABIB Nurmagomedov. So much money. He's the UFC lightweight champion. I'm the YouTube Minors champion and Gamers champion. Those are big titles in our brand, but back when you got a UFC person who is still currently a champion, the UFC lightweight champion, that's a whole nother story. That's a title that actually has a bigger purpose than what these two titles that I have on me have. So it's kind of exciting to know that the YouTube Minors title is going to be one of the biggest titles to be put up for grabs between me and the Eagle. That's another challenge, and I can't wait to face him and beat him. I have two, man, back at the start of the year when he was just putting me up against Shenra. Honestly, the 3 Shenra fights were good. Shenra and you for the last 2 fights went to decisions. And Shenra beat you in your first fight by decision. It wasn't even a title on the line. Then he beat you in the second fight by decision, which had the YouTube Gamers title on the line, which made him the first man in history to become the 2-time YouTube Gamers champion. And then he lost it, and then you guys fought for a 3rd time recently, which was just 2 days ago, where you beat him by TKO in the 5th round. You got your payback, but if I've got to be completely honest here, Shenra's got a 2-up over you. It would make sense to go into a 4th fight just to see if you could get that other 2 over him, and if you do, then I gotta say it's gotta go to a 5th fight because it's 2 and 2 over, and you gotta get a 6th win. Well, a 3rd win at least. the real UFC champ coming to you. That is awesome, man. That must be the craziest here. Honestly, it is. Because I watched his pay-per-view against another UFC superstar in Justin Gaethje, which he submitted with a triangle. It was an amazing fight. I watched it with Gavin Morrow, as you guys know him. And it was such an emotional roller coaster because he was such a good fighter, and to retire because of his father's death due to COVID-19, and promising his mother that it was going to be his last fight. Dana White trying to talk to him as he retired that night. And he's really in cahoots of talking to his mother and coming back to the UFC to complete his father's journey, which was become 30-0, since he's 29-0 on his record in UFC. And so there hasn't been any talk of him relinquishing his championship in the UFC, so so far it's still on his shoulders. So KHABIB Nurmagomedov is still, and might still be, even if he does consider going 30-0 after talking with his mother and Dana White. He's still the UFC lightweight champion of the world, and that's a big thing for me, as holding both the YouTube Minors title and Gamers title. A whole nother company compared to what the UFC is. Just a big fight company next to Bellator and Matchroom Boxing and all that. It's such a low minor company that would just last year on YouTube, and you got people like Jacksepticeye, heavy YouTubers coming in to fight for a three fight contract, and then you got this guy who is the UFC lightweight champion, KHABIB Nurmagomedov, coming in for just one fight contract and him facing me. Well, and you gotta think, this is the many questions people have been asking me that I'm gonna answer right here. If I lose the YouTube Minors title to KHABIB Nurmagomedov, there's two options that can go here. We could see KHABIB signing up more fight contracts till he loses that title, which, seeing how KHABIB is such a great fighter, he could be staying for a long while if he takes this title off me. There's also the chance of, if this is his one fight, if he does take the YouTube Minors title off me, then it just goes into relinquishment and we have a tournament for it, or the number one contenders of the pound for pound go for it, or whatever. But then there's the other two pictures for me, is if I could beat KHABIB Nurmagomedov to retain my title, like, it just practically stays on me. But you also got to realize I got a fight coming up for boxing in December against Italian Stallion, Denver Stewart, and that's going to be one of the greatest fights ever, honestly, for December, which the YouTube Minors title is being defended in. Like, it's gonna be big. Is the stream really lagging? But like I was saying, like, yeah, it's gonna be pretty big, because if KHABIB takes that off me, then you gotta realize the Nova versus Denver Stewart thing is probably gonna end up being a title match, that a fight that isn't gonna have the title on the line. And if I beat him, you keep that title match on the line with me and Denver Stewart fighting. But it's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. Like, I cannot wait for this pay-per-view this Friday. It's gonna be amazing. KHABIB Nurmagomedov versus Nova, Zeke versus Zane Taylor, One for All versus Shenri Agarashi, Isaac Frost versus Bob Nader, Noah Hayes versus Andre Bishop. These fights are going to be it's going to be an amazing card. Amazing card. Cannot wait. KHABIB Nurmagomedov making his debut here, and he's got a chance to stay. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. So anyway, this has been the first press conference for the UFC X YouTube, I guess, collab for this pay-per-view. This has been KHABIB Time's first press conference for the pay-per-view that will be happening this Friday at 4 o'clock EST. lasting all the way to 5 o'clock EST or maybe even 5:30 EST. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I hope you guys are excited as much as I am. Cannot wait for this 5-match card. Hopefully gonna get a 6-match card if we can find another 6 fight. Maybe involving the Gaming Trees versus someone. Don't know, but we'll see what happens. It's KHABIB time, everybody. So get ready for it, because it's gonna be very exciting and very entertaining. I guarantee that. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching the KHABIB Time press conference, and we'll see you for the second press conference sometime this week. Most likely on Thursday or Tuesday. And we'll see you guys again. So, thank you guys so much for watching the press conference, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care and peace, and make sure to hit that red subscribe button for more fights coming up.